fellow cat enthusiasts. My name is Dr. Kara Caldwell, and I'm a cat veterinarian here in the state of Connecticut. Today, we have a special episode for Cat Repair Woman, and it's unboxing, training, and setting up, and hopefully a follow-up on the cat hamster wheel you've probably seen all over the internet. This one is the original One Fast Cat. I purchased it on Chewy.com for approximately $189. Chewy and One Fast Cat are both not sponsors of this video, so this is going to be, 100% my opinion on the product. But my opinion is probably not as important as my cat's opinions. So one of the reasons why I decided to invest in this product, both in size and money, is that Obie, my youngest cat, has become quite destructive. He runs around the house all the time, knocking things over either on purpose or by mistake. And for that reason, I was hoping that maybe getting him a way to get his energy out when I don't have enough time to exercise him myself might be beneficial. Of course, we'll see if the other cats like it too. We have Scoots, who's also a little bit more muted in personality, but he likes to run. And Tuna, who is kind of in between. She can have crazy spurts, but she also sometimes would prefer to be left alone. So we'll see if anybody likes it, and we'll go from there. But in the beginning of this video, we'll do the unboxing and setting it up, and we'll see how it goes. So the box is pretty heavy. I don't know exact weights, but I would say it's probably about 20 pounds, and according to this, it says 22 pounds. So keep that in mind if you're somebody who can't lift that much. Looks pretty well packaged. These are the pads. You did get your choice of pad. I chose Koi Pond because I thought it was cute. Instruction manual. Of course, coffee's required for assembly, and I'm sure at some point some of the supervisors will come. Looks like no additional tools are needed. Comes with everything you need, and the instructions are mostly pictorial. Okay, so they don't teach assembling cat toys in vet school. So this is gonna be just like anybody else trying to assemble any other type of IKEA type furniture and whatnot. So we'll be learning this together. All right, the first step looks like we are putting together some wheels. Okay, insert wheel B into base panel A. Clicks into place, it says. And it does. This one did not. Okay, that one does now. So there's not a lot of words on the instructions. It does not appear to necessarily be a bad thing. My supervisors though. Oh, there's one. Okay, and then it says D, rubber feet to the bottom of the base panel. Insert steel crossbar into base panel and secure with thumb screws. Okay. So it looks like these go like this. This is where I need more room. supervisors. Mr. Pooh. Obie, oh, does it pass your inspection, sir? Quality control number 3. Okay, build the side rings by connecting the 8 side tracks together and assemble on a level surface. So that I'm gonna have to do on the floor. It's pretty easy. You just snap them in place. See how stable it ends up being. So you do need a big open area to be able to do this correctly, since they want you to do it on a level surface. And we have to do that with both sides. Insert all 9 center tracks into side ring. Be sure all center tracks face the same direction. They click into place. Okay, so it looks like this. The center tracks refer to the big flat things. I'll go get those. These are the parts that are heavy, by the way. The rest of it has been pretty lightweight so far. Some of these seem like they have gaps. I'm hoping they'll fill in when I put in the second thing here. Which it looks like you do just place on top and it should all click into place. Please like and subscribe if you find clicking things into place very satisfying like I do. Okay, next step is to put it on its base, which that fell apart pretty easily. So it says these should click into place. My thought is they are clicking, but they fall back out of the click pretty easy. If that keeps happening, I might have to get like a nut or something to prevent it from doing that. So I haven't yet finished the assembly. I haven't put the pads on, but the cats immediately came over to check it out. So I'm letting them check it out before I do anything else because I don't want them to get scared of it. Cats mainly recognize things through smell. So the more you can make something smell like home and normal, the more likely they are to accept things. Just gonna move it a little bit too. Put Tuna next to it, see what she thinks. See, she's a little nervous. Her eyes got wide. You saw her body twitch a little like she was gonna run, but then she thought better of it. Obie came right over, so it's a good thing. Okay, I'll let them check it out while I continue. Let's see. So they don't specifically say that these traction pads need to go anywhere specific as far as like make sure they get centered on something. I think I might do it so that the in-between is where these are full. I don't know though. Just to prevent dust from going through and those kinds of things. Okay, so I am deciding where to put these traction stickers. During assembly, it did not say if it mattered if the seam of this outer panel here matched up with this inner panel. So I chose to set it up where these are off center a little bit to try to give it more stability when they're running on it. But what that means is when I put these stickers on, since it takes up the entire track here, is that if I go to disassemble that, these stickers will probably no longer work very well anymore. However, you can get replacement stickers on onefastcat.com, so that may not be a major factor. They do have other patterns too. So like they have little ferns, they have just regular black, they have regular gray. Just so you know, you don't have to get any like crazy loud thing like this. But this is what I wanted. And as you can see, Obie already seems attracted to it. He's watching it as I'm moving it around. If you can see that, I'm not sure if he's in the frame, but. So I don't think it matters where I put the sticker, basically. And the assembly instructions did not say that that mattered. That was pretty easy. They do take up the whole track. So let's do all those. And that should be the end of the assembly. And they feel more like foam than fabric, which I was expecting more of a fabric. They do have a chemical smell, so I might want to let this air out. Maybe if you were doing this yourself, I'd say take these out of the package and put them outside for a day or two so that the smell might dissipate. I don't think it's gonna be a major problem. We can just open the windows in our area. So. I do like that these are removable so that if the inevitable cat puke happens, that shouldn't be a problem. This is my OCD speaking, but I'm going to prefer to put the fish all going one direction. Okay, so for putting the stickers down, just what I'm finding is you got to make sure that they're very close to the one before it, just so they all line up. And there's a little ledge on the edges here that will keep it flush and in between the next one. So this one came a little too close to this one, which I don't know how I'm going to fix that other than maybe cutting it. Having that little lip there probably is no good. So the instructions don't say this, and I thought I was getting close enough on all the other little things here, but I guess the very, very small gaps in between each little pad added up, and at the end here, there's a lip. I'm gonna try cutting that off. It doesn't say to do that or not to do that in the instructions, but I don't think it's good to have there, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to cut it off. Okay, that was actually pretty easy to cut, so that's not a bad modification if you run into the same problem. All right, here we are, it's all done. Our supervisors are hanging around, but they all seem a little nervous. So I'm just gonna sit next to it with them for a second, and then I might try to find one of their toys to entice them onto it. We'll see. So this is one of Obie's favorite toys. I do have it linked in my recommended new cat toy video. It is called a cat dancer, and it's basically just rolled up cardboard, but the wire activity makes it mimic a lot of wildlife and insect movement, which is I think why cats really like this one. So I'm gonna try to get him to play with it on here, not necessarily with it moving. I just want him to get to know the feel of this. What do you think, Obie? So Obie hasn't put his paw down on it yet. He's leaped over it. It might take a little while for it to feel like furniture to them and have it be no big deal. One of my recommendations from a behavioral standpoint might be to have this set up without the motion at first so that they get used to just this and then put it on the wheels so that it moves. I could see that potentially being beneficial if your cat is hesitant. So I may do that if we don't have any takers right away for a couple days before we put it back on the wheels. Here comes Scoots to investigate. And of course, I brought out the Feel Away and put it on the floor right here just for now. If you do spray the Feel Away, it takes about 20 minutes for it to dissipate, so don't encourage your cats to go on it for about 20 minutes. It's not harmful if they do, it just has an alcohol smell. So the alcohol carrier can be a deterrent to cats, so you don't want to add to any deterrent of going on this. So I just want to see how everyone does with it. Obie. If you have food motivated cats, my cats tend to be more toy motivated, but if you have food motivated cats, perhaps even while it's off the wheels, putting some treats on the bottom here, again, just to get them used to this being part of normal furniture would be good. Oh, he doesn't like it. Too fast, he said. Slow spin. And this is part of why I recommend maybe having it off the spinning at first so they can get used to this big new thing before it spins and does scary things to them. So in summary, the assembly of this was actually a bit easier than I thought it was going to be. I have carpal tunnel and some other arm-related issues, and I was able to do it without a lot of problem. It is a little on the heavy side if you're older or you have injuries, those kinds of things. So if you need help, you may need some help basically if you're in that category. But I would say as someone who doesn't put together these things pretty regularly, that was very easy. Didn't require any tools. And the only thing was these didn't quite match up at the end, but that was an easy fix. So I think this is a very easy thing to assemble as far as that goes. Hopefully the cats enjoy it as much as I do looking at it. It moves very readily. That's about how loud it is. Because I have heard from some people that their cat will go on it at night while they're trying to sleep and it's a little loud. So if you're in a small apartment, I could see that potentially being an issue, but I do not find it to be too loud where if it was in the next room, I think I'd be still okay to sleep. But I think the biggest issue is getting the cats to be okay with it, be okay with the movement, and understand that it's for them. So we'll have it hanging around the house for a couple of days and we'll report back how things are going. My plan as far as trying to get them used to it is to take this off the wheels, move it for a little bit, maybe put some treats on it, spray it with Feel Away, and play with them around it and getting them onto it just in general before I put it on the wheels so that we can get them used to that. That's my overall plan for the One Fast Cat Wheel, and I'll report back. Welcome back. It's been about 10 days since we assembled the One Fast Cat wheel, and it was overall a really good success. Obie used it within about 24 hours with very minimal prompting from us, which is wonderful. We did end up putting together an iPad holder that we hung the cat dancer toy from, and that was pretty successful, except he played with it a little too hard and knocked it over once or twice. So if you were to go ahead and try that method yourself as far as getting the cats to enjoy it with you being able to step back from it, I would recommend weighing it down in case your cat is as crazy as mine is. The other cats didn't seem very interested in it. Tuna has yet to touch it. She doesn't seem afraid of it, she just doesn't really touch it. And Scoots did play on it once, and then he never really has gone back on it again. Part of that, I think, is he has a really meek personality, and Obie kind of took over the wheel. So I do think he saw Obie go crazy on it all the time, and he decided to just stay out of Obie's way. I do think that a cat like Scoots would maybe use it if he was by himself, or if Scoots was a little bit more dominant than he is, but that's just his personality. Overall, I do recommend it. The biggest downsides is if you do have the toys set up to be hung from it is I would make sure that you're in the room. Again, the iPad holder did fall over once or twice, so if you decide to do the same thing, it's something that you should be around for in case something like that happens. The other reason is it seemed to frustrate Obie. So having that available to him, he just seemed to get upset because he would run around in the circle and never really be able to catch the toy. So if you're going to do that, I think that's acceptable to try to get him to be willing to use the wheel, but I would say give him something to attack after. Very similar to a laser toy or cat TV. They just need something physical to kind of take that frustration out on. So I hope you liked this kind of video. I thought it was very interesting. Like I said, Obie took to it way faster than I thought he would. I thought this was going to be a several week-long to months-long process before I actually got a chance to post this video and have enough footage of him actually using it. So if you liked this type of video, please like and subscribe, and I'd be happy to post more. I did purchase a Litter Robot Pro 5 to be able to review. It's not here yet, but that's another one that I'm planning on doing as part of the litter box video that I do hope to have coming up soon. But if you want other things, or if you think this is helpful to have review videos coming from both a vet standpoint, but also the owner standpoint, I would love to do them. I think they're great. They benefit both my journey as an owner and as a veterinarian as far as being able to recommend things for you guys, but also it's interesting to see what my cats like or don't like and what I think they would like, what they actually do like. So again, let me know if there's anything I can do, and that's Obie signing off.